Hello, viewers, and welcome once again to another episode on the Voices of Regalo, a podcast brought by Regalo Foundation. My name remains Orolua Abiodun, and with me is
Jane Obaduke,
my amiable co-host. All right, so today we're going to be discussing on a topic that touches everybody, right? We're speaking on passion versus survival. And we want to let's ask you first.
Yeah.
So would you pick a career you're passionate about even when they're not paying you so much? Or would you pick a career path or a job that they pay you so much, right? But you're not really passionate about it. You're just pushing or trying to, encourage yourself through it. So I think you should leave that answer first in the comment section before we start our discussion. So I think that there's often that saying, follow your passion, follow your passion.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's genuine or it's authentic or it's something that's possible to follow your passion?
It's possible to follow your passion, but passion is not enough. You need to have skills.
So do you think young people should only be focused on having jobs that suit their passion, right, without the financial implication?
Sometimes it's not every time you get what you want, so you might be passionate about something, but if you are being realistic, when your passion is not paying the bill, I think you should survive first, pay your bills, then you continue to chase your passion.
Thank you, ma. So, personal question, ma. Are you following your passion currently?
Oh, see, I'm following my passion because my job is divine. Like when I do, like where I do work before and some other places, when I come home, I do complain. But when I started working for Regalo Foundation, I was like, but before, Jane used to complain. But now if she comes back home, she's smiling and all that. And you know why? When I tell you that passion goes along with skills, because I've acquired these skills, and when I got the job at Regalo Foundation, I discovered that it is my skills that fueled my passion to be able to make me to work effectively. So for some people who have passion but don't have finance to start what they want to do, I think survival comes in then. Okay. Start off with what you have on ground. Yes. Why you save up for what you love
love to do. And I asked that question because personally I wouldn't really say that working at Regalo initially was a passion for me, right?
Okay.
I had passion in other things, but I'm saying that is mentioned that passion can be developed, or should I say that your passions can change over time, because I know that actually, one of the things I loved when I joined initially was I knew that I love children, right? And so when I joined, I discovered, there's a mentorship club. Right. So I got free with the children. I started to interact with them. And along the line, I actually even discovered that, there were other areas of interest to me. And I was like, I never knew I could be passionate about something like this. Okay. Or I never knew that I could derive passion from doing this. So I think that sometimes what we define as our passion at different stages of our lives may be different. So what you are currently defining as, this is my passion and I just want to stick with it. If you explore other things or other options, you might discover that you also have interest in those things, and you would not have realized because you were just stoic on, this is my passion, right? So I think that sometimes also because of the economy and the society that we currently live in, you actually need to survive. So sometimes it's just important to start off with what you have, right? You might not really feel passionate about it at the moment, but I believe that over time, once you keep at it and you start to invest your emotions even into that job, you would get passionate, along the line.
Okay, and in some cases, it doesn't mean that, as in because you are passionate about something, you can't start it immediately. If you're passionate about something, you need to have the skills, and you need to also be disciplined for the sustainability of what you are pursuing.
Yes.
Also, if you have the finance, just chase your passion immediately. The reason why we are saying survivor is that maybe, there's nothing on ground and you really don't know what to start off with. So, you can go on survivor mode. But when it is a passion, you have your families and people who wants to support you. I'm telling you, just pursue your passion. chase it and achieve it.
And I think you mentioned a key point there, because a lot of people even hide under the disguise of, let me just do my passion, because they are not disciplined. So even when you are pursuing your passion, you have to have a structure around it.
Yes.
You have to be disciplined. It's like saying, maybe you're an artist and you have the passion of painting and what have you. Even if you want to start it as a business, there has to be a structure to the business.
Yes.
You won't be doing work for people free because you like to paint, right? So I think discipline is also something that's important for you to pay attention to, even if you want to pursue your passion at the start. So I think another intriguing question I want to ask is, if you had a job offer that would guarantee you financial security for life, would you take that, or you would rather stick with your passion and follow through with your passion?
I would take the two.
No, you only have the option of picking one.
They wouldn't know.
How?
That's why we have, side jobs and all that. If I'm working for an organization and I see that this is going to pay my bill for life,
what if they say
I will get to love it?
Okay, you get to love it.
Yes, I will grow in loving it, because I'm adaptable to change. That is one of my traits and all that. So as far as it's going to bring in the money, I'm going to make that environment love me.
Okay, but me, I think how I'd answer that question is that if they say it's going to guarantee me financial security for life, maybe, and I know that there's still something I'm passionate about that I really want to do, I think that I'll weigh my options. And first, I might actually take the job that guarantees me financial security, but I'll use it to plan. So I might use it to plan for like 2 years, 3 years. After that, I quit and start my passion. So while I'm working at that job...
Wait. Okay, that is your own.
Yes.
See, let me tell you, except maybe that job is bad, like illegal. But as far as the job is not illegal, it's going to pay me way more better than my passion. I'm going to make that job my passion too.
Well, that's for you, but some people that even work in certain spaces, for example, maybe someone that was employed into an audit firm, the person might not really not because the people in the environment are toxic or anything, but the person just keeps trying to motivate themselves to keep at the task. It might not really be something that comes to them almost natural. Do you understand? I think that that's also the perspective I'm coming from. So if, for example, the job is not something that really catches my fancy as much, and there's something else that... I'm
going to contradict you. Do you know why? Because you said that when you came to Regalo Foundation first, you really, as in you are not that passionate. But when you started seeing the children and all that is what will happen to me. When I entered the job, I get to love things, tend to grow and all that.
What if there are no... Okay, well, that's for you, actually. Well, yes, so you feel like you would adapt to the job.
Yeah, I'm going to adapt to the job.
I think I'll just give another advice to people who might feel like maybe the environment, even maybe they've tried over time and the environment is it's not coming up for them, like they are not feeling it as much like that. It's still possible for them to, with that job that gives them financial security, they can still plan. And even while still being at the job, they can invest. Initially you mentioned that you will do the two, together. But peradventure you can't do both, right? You can still, by the side, be investing in that passion you want to eventually get into, and then just plan the time to move and get into the passion.
Okay, there's something important I want to say. You have these things when they are growing up, they say they want to play football. And people with this mindset of playing football, going abroad to go and play football, some don't want to go to school again. Like after the senior YA, they don't want to go to university or anything. They go on training and all that. And some are not really fortunate about it. Same thing with as in music, football and all that. Then they tend to get frustrated when they get to 25, 30. And you see some youths, even in their 30s, they still go for trainings, expecting one coach from somewhere should just come and pick them. Instead of to be realistic, learn a skill and pick up from there. You understand? While you are waiting for a coach or something to come and help you, or as in for
an opportunity.
Yes, for an opportunity to come. Start off with what you have, and I'm sure those people, their parents would have been warning them, do this or they will say, no, this is what I want to do. We know that you have passion, but like
Be realistic about
you are
your passion.
putting your all and it is not coming true, please continue with the passion, but aside have other skills. Go to school
Have
so
a
that
second plan,
as you are earning for yourself,
option.
as you are paying your bills, you can still be chasing your passion.
I think that brings me to my next line of thought. Do you think that parents should influence the career path? Yes. Do you think that parents should influence the career path of their children, or they should allow their children select maybe from their passion?
It depends, because before I would say that parents should allow, and I still say that parents should allow their kids face their passion, but peradventure, especially this football case, peradventure they are being stubborn
about it.
Peradventure they are being stubborn about it. You can just somehow, I used to get your child now, hail him or her and all that, trying to convince. It's not by force, so try to convince him or her why he or she should take up this course, then see. But if the person
I feel like most Nigerian parents have left the group chat because they don't try to pamper their children into. They just command, I'm your father, you must study this course. Yeah. But I think that it's relative also, like you mentioned, right? I think that they shouldn't influence in a way. They should guide them.
Yeah, guide them.
Yes, guide them into choosing the path. And if the child still insists on maybe going with their passion, you can also create an option. So you can either say, okay, do this degree, get another degree that you do, like a main degree, and then you can do this passion by the side. But encouraging them to do both.
Also, as a parent, if you are trying to guide your child to take a career path that you want, and you see that maybe the child is not going through, and you see that the passion the child is, as in the lane the child is going to, might not be favorable, like this football I gave, then if the child, you see that this child is always dreaming, because one thing with passion is that if you are in the right environment, it's going to blossom. Like this football now, if that child is taken abroad, there's every chance, and the child is skillful, there's every chance that the child is going to make it. Sponsor this child to go and live abroad, understand, put them in one football academy on others, sponsor their dreams, their passion. You see that it's going to go through. So it's not just leave the child, let them just follow their passion.
Yes, so I think that, like we've mentioned, as a parent, just try to encourage them to see other options so that they can follow. Peradventure, you are the mature one, you're the adult, and you're the one who can really see if their passion is really going to pay off at the moment. So you can just advise them, okay, whilst you're still pursuing this passion, you can also just do this. Like if you take up this degree, if you start this degree program and you're pursuing your passion, anyone that click first, you would go with it. So
wow, that is wonderful. We've come to the end of today's discussion. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, put it in the comment section. We are going to attend to it. We are talking about passion versus survivor. I would say survivor is something that can keep you going, but passion gives you life at the long run. Please kindly subscribe to our channel so you don't get to miss any of our interesting episodes.
You can also mention to us if you're currently following your passion or you're just in the survival mode right now. You can drop it in the comment section and we'll definitely be reading.
Okay, till we come your way next. I am Jane and she is...
Wow.
This is Voices of Regalo. Bye.
Bye.